Southside Beauty Care. I just got one question. What you afraid of?
I think we're gonna be friends.
Hardly. You niggas everybody just bored to the party. Standing outside in the cold rain, looking through the window, see you turn it up like car keys. So low with the mind frame, but I came with my game, cause ain't a damn thing gon' change. Stayed in my lane, fry label pay, sippin' Dre, saying to myself what 8 years gold chain. So I focus on the game plan, to put them all on the knees like they about to say amen. Gotta cry like Rayman, ain't a strange man, all I wanted was the screens for the bandstand. So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you'll be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the glory.
The closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly,
So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the glory. So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the
We're gonna
glory.
be friends.
Remember that little scroll talking about what he's gonna do to obtain success. He was 10 toes down, made progress, while the congregation hated like Congress. I can't say I have a status, but Nipsey brought the hustle back, so now the bosses got this. We about the block back, can't stop that for the suburbs on the way to the projects. No longer treated like objects, tossed to the side, we glide, no matter with the weather. I remember living hard, so I have to stay fly, so baby, you fucking with a treasure. This ain't like a scary movie, the end it might just be a little bit gory. Nothing else is gonna stand in between me and glory.
We're gonna be friends.
suddenly, the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly,
So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the glory. So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the
We're gonna
glory.
be friends.
My mom told me not to ever let these cowards play me. You lose it all in the blink of an eye. So true, while they pointing at the white man, they planted on my back while holding a big knife. Now they're gonna need a crossbow, cause I need 50 feet before I take a seat. Back to the wall, no room for slipping. Let me see it all when it comes to take a G. There's no fakery, the money come fast, I can sell at the trap bakery. You could be kidding me, I'm still here to sweet lick like you some kind of candy man. This is for the time I spent. I know that baby out there is checking for me. I guarantee it's not me, but the glory.
We're gonna be friends.
suddenly, the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly,
So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the glory. So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the
We're gonna
glory.
be friends.
BOSS Radio, Southside Bosses, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the site or the radio station, and opinions between talk show hosts may conflict. This site does not endorse anything as the truth. That you will have to judge for yourself. But we try to speak the truth on the owner's behalf and reserve the right to question the supposed truth. In this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and government corruption, it is sometimes hard to get to the truth, but we must try. It is not our intention to libel, discriminate, make hate, or annoy anyone. We believe that it is our constitutional First Amendment right of free speech to voice our opinions and our duty to the Constitution and country to expose the truth. This site takes no responsibility for the opinions of others and the postings of comments in chat rooms or forum posts.
As Mr. Flavor, I am proud to bring to you Mr. E's Music Maestro.
What it is, everybody, what it is, everybody, what it is. This is your boy, Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses, coming to you here live on BOSS Radios, talking but ain't saying nothing. Yes, you know what, we be bringing y'all some great content, bringing y'all some great information. We're going to be discussing a lot. And all in one subject, because you know this subject has been discussed for a while now. So I think it's time that we actually bring it up on the air, because we're gonna have a civil war here in a minute. Black America, y'all gonna have a civil war, And I'm gonna tell y'all why. It's gonna be two sides fighting over one deadly instrument, and both sides actually do have a good stance on what they believe in, and we're gonna discuss those today. Because this ban on menthol cigarettes, I believe, is if y'all could come together on this, then I think y'all can beat anything, because it's about to get ugly now. So we're going to be talking about the ban on menthol cigarettes and the effects it will have on the black community. So I want y'all to tune in, turn up, and zone out for this one, or zone in for this one, because we're finna get really, 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 really ugly. But before I do, I want to ask y'all to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share to your favorite friends and family. Let them know we got this great show going on right now that they need to tune into, and we need to start this discussion in the black community, like as a TED Talk or something. Also, you can also find this show on your favorite streaming services: Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, and more. So make sure you go ahead and find us on whatever you listen to and hit that subscribe button, man. We'll love it. We'll appreciate that kind of support. We ain't asking you for no money. But if you do want to spend some money, we do have Southside Beauty Care as our sponsor. They specialize in all natural skincare supplies. I am a avid user of their products. I have eczema, so it's very, very hard to find some stuff that actually works for me. So when I found it, I actually had to jump on it and keep it. And black soap, black seed oil, shea butter, all of that has been very instrumental. There's more than that. You can go check out their website at southsidebeautycare.com, and they also have a wonderful giveaway that actually ends today, so I suggest you go ahead and go enter. It's at southsidebeautycare.com. All you have to do is just upload a picture of you and your mother on TikTok or on Facebook or on Instagram. Yeah, they expanded it. All that's listening right now. That's already jumped in. I know, but they expanded it to Instagram now. All you have to do is just put a picture of you and your mother, whether you was a child or the one that you took yesterday. It doesn't even matter. And just put hashtag win mom a gift box. That's WINMOMAGIFTBOX. Win mom a gift box. And we're going to do the drawing tonight, and we are going to announce the winner tomorrow on our show, Morning Cup of Tea, which you'll be able to find just by going to southsidebeautycare.com. So make sure y'all tune in for that one as well. That will be going on at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, about 6 Pacific. But don't worry, you can always tune in. If you don't make it in time, you can always tune in. Just make sure that if you are picked, you reach it. We'll give you all the contact information and reach out to us to claim your prize. Make sure you claim it, because you don't claim it, it's going to go to the second runner-up. And the thing about the second runner-up is the second runner-up won't even know that they're a runner-up. We're going to do the drawing off of air, because we don't want to get them all excited or whatnot, and then they end up some people do some shiesty stuff, man, for a prize. I'm just saying. But that's sponsored by our sponsor, Southside Beauty Care. So y'all make sure y'all go and tune and jump on that. That's again on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, preferably TikTok, because I can see it on TikTok. We have people looking on my beautiful co-host Miss C Square will be looking on Facebook, and we'll also be looking on Instagram. But definitely just hit us up with that hashtag win mama gift box, a picture of you and your mother, and we're gonna do the drawing later on. You heard me. All right, so now we got so many more that we're going to talk about, but first we're going to take a break and have a word from one of our sponsors and also one of our shows. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, turn up for that, because Mother's Day is right around the corner. Happy Mother's Day to all my mothers. Skin and hair care makes the perfect gifts.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, especially when it comes in all natural forms for Southside Beauty Care. Our gift boxes include natural and raw black soap from Africa, hair and beard oil that will make your hair strong and shiny, beard balm with essential oils such as cedarwood, hoe wood, and more to style that manscape on your face.
I could use that.
Our signature skincare cream designed to quench your skin's thirst and make it shine like Bruce Leroy in The Last Dragon.
Did you just show your age?
Get your box today at SouthsideBeautyCare.com.
Have you ever seen someone do something so outrageous that you can't help but think? This stupid crazy situations happen all the time, and people get into situationships on a regular. So, what would you do if you were in their place? Check out our podcast as we discuss just that on What Would You Do podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all your other favorite streaming services. Make sure to search hashtag What Would You Do podcast.
BOSS Radio, Southside Bosses, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the site or the radio station, and opinions between talk show hosts may conflict. This site does not endorse anything as the truth. That you will have to judge for yourself. But we try to speak the truth on the owner's behalf and reserve the right to question the supposed truth. In this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and government corruption, it is sometimes hard to get to the truth, but we must try. It is not our intention to libel, discriminate, make hate, or annoy anyone. We believe that it is our constitutional First Amendment right of free speech to voice our opinions and our duty to the Constitution and country to expose the truth. This site takes no responsibility for the opinions of others and the postings of comments in chat rooms or forum posts.
All right. So we are back. Yes, we are back. Remember to go ahead and share us after you like and subscribe to us on your favorite streaming service. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I remember back in the 90s, man, when I first started running the streets and getting, you know what I'm saying, my little personality, getting me a little recognition, you know what I'm saying. I was hanging with the big boys and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and breaking all the rules and just doing what I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't even 18 yet, but at the time, you know, I also remember, you know, I didn't smoke no weed at the time like the rest of my homies, you know what I'm saying, but I used to love drinking. I used to have me something to drink. And, you know, and it's just, you know, it comes with the territory. If you get a little buzz, you want to go ahead and get another little buzz. So instead of smoking weed, I was smoking, you know, cigarettes. Smoking my little, at that time, you know, Newport shorts in a box, you know what I'm saying? Pack them 15 times before I actually break them out the pack, you know what I'm saying? And put one and flip my little Lucky around. You know, you ain't got no new pack of cigarettes if you ain't never flipped no Lucky around, man. You don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's the last cigarette you smoke too, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Flip that Lucky around and, you know, grab me a cigarette and fire it on up and I be buzzing and, you know what I'm saying? And I get the extra buzzing and I'm just feeling good, man, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, those was the days. But then, you know, as I got older, cigarettes was just, not only did I feel the effects of it on my body, I also, it didn't taste the same. It used to taste like milk when I was fucked up. And it just went from tasting like cool milk going down my throat to just tasting funny. It's funky. I think that's around the time where they stopped using natural menthol and went to start to use the synthetic menthol or lab created menthol. And I just couldn't take it no more. So by 2007, I had bought a brand new pack of Cools because I had downgraded the Cools because, you know, I guess my body was like, no, these Newports just ain't doing it for us, man. You're going to have to stop them Newports too damn strong, man. They taking me out the game and I don't think you want to be out the game, man. So I need you to tighten up, man. Look, man, you ain't got all that breath to be talking like that, man, because you always smoking these damn menthols and all these damn cigarettes. So, man, I need you to do something. So I decided I'm going to cut it back and start smoking Cools. Because I'm just cool like that. After a while, you know, after a brief stint of smoking those, you know what I'm saying, just maybe like a couple of years out of the 15 years that I was smoking, I was like, no, can't do this no more. Can't do this no more. So I decided I was going to stop smoking. I said 15, I meant 12, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm like, damn, that's a long time smoking. I'm like, nah, that wasn't right. Anyways, but I decided I was going to be done. So I had just bought a brand new pack of Cools right when I decided to do that. Maybe I had 2 cigarettes I had smoked out of it. Went to go get that second or third one, and I fired it up. I was at work. I remember that I was working at Applebee's in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I was on a back dock right by that big dumpster. Because I remember that big dumpster, because as soon as I fired up that one cigarette and realized that it was just not what I wanted to do anymore, I threw that whole cigarette into the water and offered my pack of cigarettes to everybody. But hey, I'm in Texas. Everybody most of these people over here, even some black people, smoke Marlboros. I can't do those. No, I needed a menthol, and it's a reason why. We're gonna get into that. But I was done. So nobody wanted the Cool, so I chunked them right into that trash can. All 17 cigarettes went into that trash can, even my Lucky. And it was just refreshing that over the years, I said I gotten to the point where I don't have any cigarette smoke around me at all, and I enjoy that. I don't knock people for smoking. I ain't one of those people like, you gonna get me sick and I'ma die. No. I know how to not inhale secondhand smoke. I've lived around it all my life. So I'm pretty sure I gotten some tricks of the trade, But now that I'm done with it, I can feel actually, I like to, right now, I'm not, I went this morning and I went to the gym. Got on the treadmill for a little while, did the step ladder for a while, did a couple of other exercises for a little while. Then I came home, and I am nowhere near tired. I am actually up and ready to go for the day, and it's like that every time I go to the gym. That's pretty much part of the aesthetic of me going to the gym, is that it wakens me up for the day, and I'm ready to go. I'm talking and talking and talking. It seems like I'm rambling, but I know I ain't rambling because this is my show. Thank you for tuning in, matter of fact. But it just, I could feel a vast difference in the way that I was going to say drastic, but in the way that I can breathe, the way that I talk, the way that I, can hold a conversation now without having to sit down or get dizzy or anything like that. I get it now. It is because, I have a lot of energy from the lack of cigarettes that I smoke. So that being said, I don't know how to feel. You would think I would feel like pro menthol banning, right? Well, the government, the FDA, is now deciding that they want to ban menthol cigarettes. Yeah, they're going to ban them. So now the question is, we know for a fact that black people are the predominant users of menthol cigarettes. I think there's 85% of smokers of black smokers smoke menthols. So that's a big industry right there. Big industry. And it was done, they decided to do it because of all the lobbying by tobacco and retail interests. Even some major corporations are actually putting in for this ban to take place. So I'm just curious of how this will take place, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's only 2 ways this could take place. And that's what we're here to talk about. So first, let's just discuss the fact that they're banning it. Now, again, this was announced just a couple of last week or something. It was reported on April 28th, and the FDA actually announced the plan to ban the sales of menthol flavored cigarettes. And there's a measure that many public health experts held as the government's most meaningful action in more than a decade of tobacco control efforts. Now, the ban would most likely have the deepest impact on black smokers. I mean, like I said, 85% of black smokers smoke menthol cigarettes, while only 29% of white smokers smoke menthols. Now, they say that it will be effective in reducing smoking, and that the ban could significantly diminish the burden of chronic disease and limit the number of lives cut short by the most hazardous legal product available. And I get that. But what would happen if they did do that? Now, they say that it would do that, but you have all these tobacco interest groups, such as Kingsley Wheaton, who is the chief marketing officer of British American Tobacco, who, guess what, owns Reynolds. If you don't know who Reynolds is, that's who make Newports and Cools. And the leading seller of menthol cigarettes in the United States, and the company believed there were more effective ways to reduce the risk of tobacco than banning menthol. Now, Mr. Wheaton said that the scientific evidence shows no difference in the health risk associated with menthol cigarettes compared to non-menthol cigarettes, nor does it support that menthol cigarettes adversely affect initiation, dependence, and cessation. Pretty much saying that people don't just start smoking cigarettes just because they're menthols. And people don't continue smoking cigarettes just because they're menthols. And he also said that as a result, we do not believe the published science supports regulating menthol cigarettes differently from non-menthol cigarettes. Now, that's something we're going to have to put a pin in, because I don't think he should have said it that way. If he wanted to put off the air that he does not want regulation on menthol cigarettes, because all he just did right there was like, you know what, you're right, we'll put regulation on all cigarettes, more regulation on all cigarettes, all the way to banning them if we have to. That way we ain't got to worry about just doing this to menthols. But public health experts say menthol cigarettes have heavily been marketed to black people to devastating effects, which we're going to talk about that in a minute, how that was so. Now, African American men have the highest rates of lung cancer in America, according to the Centers for Disease and Control for Prevention. So it sounds good. This is exactly what we need, right? This is especially, even the NAACP president Derek Johnson said that this is a win for justice. Now, Mr. Johnson also went on to say, these products have killed our children, our parents, our brothers, sisters, and livelihoods. And after fighting against deadly menthol products for decades, today is a victory for black America. But not everybody feels that way. And I'm not just talking about big tobacco companies. We even have the Reverend Al Sharpton. He's coming out, and he has been in favor of not banning menthol cigarettes. And he even wrote a letter to Suzanne Rice, the Domestic Policy Council director, saying that the ban would lead black smokers to tamper with cigarettes or use unregulated herbal menthol varieties, which would promote criminal activity. He has also acknowledged that Reynolds has supported his organization for 2 decades, so we need to make sure that we put that in. But he also says America's Black America's fight with menthol would lead down, if we ban it, would lead down a treacherous road where that would impose some serious risk, including increasing the illegal sale of smuggled black market menthol cigarettes, as well as the street sales of individual menthol cigarettes, loosies, and in turn place menthol smokers at a significant risk of entering the criminal justice system. Now, I want to show you, those are the 2 battles that are going to be fought in the black community. You're going to have some that say that it's good and we save lives, and then you have some that say that this is just opening up another can of worms. And if you actually look at marijuana and do that in reverse, you'll see that it started off illegal. But no matter what, people was getting it for decades, even during the initiation of the illegal status. Same thing with alcohol. Both those things was banned and created it's said to be illegal, but people did exactly what Reverend Al Sharpton said. They will find a way to get their nick. Cigarettes is dangerously addicting, and they will find a way to get their nick. It's to the point where you will see some menthol smokers acting like crackheads because now they can't find it. It's been taken off all the shelves, and they don't have any access to the underground. So they don't even know who they can even call to see who even got a pack of cigarettes. Now, I have seen this personally in prison. Them take menthol cigarettes off the market, or take cigarettes off the market, period. Which is even worse because I'm figuring that when people get when they ban menthol, they're going to be people who's going to be like, you know what, fuck it, let me go get me a Cowboy Killer. Let me get me a Marlboro. For real. And then they already projected that 59% of smokers, menthol smokers, will go to regular cigarettes, while hoping that 20% go to not smoking at all, and the other 20% is going to figure it out. That's 20% of all smokers. So that is something to be worried of. But one thing we also have to understand is that this isn't the 1980s anymore. This isn't the 1990s. So it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. So what do they mean by it was heavily marketed to black people? Why would it be heavily marketed to black people? Well, first let me tell you exactly how menthol cigarettes got started. It had to be around 1925. Lloyd Spud Hughes, he wasn't feeling so hot. He was an avid smoker, but he had a cough that he couldn't get rid of. And it wasn't really I don't think they said it was a smoker's cough. I don't even think they knew about that at the time. But he had a cough. He couldn't get rid of it. So one night he ended up putting his smoking tobacco right next to his menthol crystals. And the next day, the menthol crystals had infused themselves, their scent with the tobacco. So when he went to go fire up his pipe, he found menthol tobacco, menthol cigarettes. And this is how menthol cigarettes were started. Now, before this, cigarettes without menthol tasted like fish. And not the good type of fish either. The bad type of fish. That nasty type of fish. That it was just disgusting. I could not do it. This is why I didn't go from smoking menthols to smoking regulars and then quitting. No. I went from cold turkey, get rid of it. Nope, ain't doing it no more. I don't want. Now I'm good. I don't want that. It's straight. I had my seafood for today, and it was fresh. Anyways, but like they say, it was some reason why white men and white women still smoked them. Now we already know that it was a luxury item. Only people who had money could afford to smoke, and you could tell this by looking at them old black and white movies. They had those little stems that they used to put the cigarettes in, and they used to smoke them like that. That's how Virginia Slims got born. But it was not something that black people partook in because that was money that could have been going to something else. Hence why you see we had all those Black Wall Streets, and it was just not anything that would be enjoyable. We like flavor. We love flavor. Black people love flavor. So it would just behoove them to not smoke anything that tasted like that. Well, here you go. Menthol cigarettes. Menthol cigarettes take the edge off the taste. It takes the edge off the inhalation. It feels good going down. So you automatically are going to want to smoke another one right after that. And hence chain smoking in the black community got started. So in the 90s and in the 70s and in the 80s, the makers of Cools, they began to sponsor these jazz festivals and all these other Harlem nights and stuff like that. And their advertisements started featuring like dimly lit images of a saxophone player and you know what I'm saying, you smooth jazz in the background. And even the spelling of cool was with a K. So it was used to target black people, since that was how black people talked at the time. Hell, up to this day, you was a cool cat, or that shit over there is cool. You know what I'm talking about? So Kool and Newport's changed their marketing campaign and aggressively targeted black folks. And two of the most prominent African American publications of Ebony and Jet, which reached a third of the adult black population. Almost a third of the ads in both those magazines were for cigarettes. And it worked. Blacks became the largest users of menthol cigarettes. That's why in 1964, after researching some 7,000 articles, the Surgeon General, I think his name was Luther Terry, he concluded that cigarette smoking led to lung cancer and heart disease. Now, you would think that would be enough to take the product off the market, right? Nope. Hell no. Why? Because even though Terry insisted that the government do something about cigarettes, they just kept on allowing them to be sold. But wait, that isn't true. I'm sorry, I lied. They did issue a warning that appeared on the side of the packaging, acknowledging that cigarette smoke is dangerous for your health. But they didn't do that until 1965. So that was 5 years after Terry was pushing for them to do it. Now, this language would be changed in 1984, and now it says, because of the Comprehensive Smoking Education Act of 1984, it says, Surgeon General's warning, smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy. I say that now, but this brings up the Heckler Report. Now, before 1985, no one really cared about the health disparities based on race. Ain't nobody give a fuck about that. Matter of fact, but the reason why, because they was using black women and black men to experiment on, as the Tuskegee instruments, the Tuskegee experiment concludes. They fucking used to experiment on black women to see what would work on white women. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to their reproductive organs, because, you know, men didn't know what the fuck they were talking about back then. I don't know what the hell. All they had to do was listen. Y'all didn't want to listen, though. But that report showing some light on some very important issues. Excuse me. And, well, maybe they cared, but no one kept track of it until 1985. And that's when the U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Margaret Heckler released the report of the Secretary's Task Force on Black and Minority Health, marking for the first time the U.S. government looking at whether race played a part in the health care. Now, one of the report's most shocking findings was that of some 60,000 excess deaths occurred in the U.S. each year due to health disparities. This was about as close as America had come to admitting that racism existed in Medicare care. That was something we should be celebrating, but we don't. Hell, most of us don't even know about it. Ain't that something? This is because of the education that we are opting into when we go to school. Now, if this is the first time that race and healthcare converged on a national stage, you would think that would have been a big conversation. Because in the voluminous report, there was a finding that blacks suffered more than their white counterparts from high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease. But we already knew that. We, as the people of the land, as the aboriginals, as the so-called black people, we already knew we suffered from high blood pressure. We already knew that because, well, we had these sciences for thousands of years before we were in prison and then enslaved. So we knew that we had high blood pressure. We knew our hearts was stronger than theirs, but it couldn't withstand the pressure because of what we was eating. We knew this, but we didn't care. Now, if America could do a study of this scope in 1985, the task force wasn't even created until 1984, but the report was released in 1985. Now, surely they could have taken a look at the effects that menthol cigarettes had on black people, especially since they had been long rumored that menthol made cigarettes easier to smoke and harder to quit. But that study wouldn't be done until 1998. And in 1998, the Surgeon General's report, Tobacco Use Among Racial Ethnic Minority Groups, found one minor caveat that no one seemed to care about then. It said that black smokers smoke less but die of heart attacks, strokes, and other causes linked to tobacco use at a higher rate than white smokers do, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now, this kind of negates what Reynolds' employees said when he said that it did not it affected menthol cigarettes was affecting people just as much as regular cigarettes. Well, then we'll just ban it all then, because we now see that that's not only is that not true, but that is also detrimental to everybody's community. That's very detrimental to everybody's community. So, what are we supposed to do about that? Well, this ban may be a good idea. But again, let's talk. Let's talk about the ban. We put the ban in place. You really don't think there'll be people out there trying to cook up menthol in their bathtub? Seriously. You really think that there won't be people out there trying to smuggle menthol from across the border? I know it only got to come from Mexico, but you really don't think they're going to be trying to do that? Or do they have their dogs trained to hit on menthol cigarettes, or is that something they're going to have to start training their dogs to do? Because if your dog hits on my menthol cigarettes now, even though I don't smoke, I'm just saying, if I was a regular person, if my menthol cigarettes got hit by the dog and you wanted to search my car and all you found was a pack of Newports, I would be pissed. I would be pissed. I would be pissed, and I'd be ready to sue, because you're not going to put my car back together. Guess who got to put it back together? Me. So there is multiple ways to look at this thing, but there's only two ways that it's going to go. Either it's going to be banned, and then we have to deal with people nicking all the time, people trying to find any way to get that nick satisfied. And that may end up leading to crime and, introducing the police into our community so that they can beat and kill us. We could do that. But then or we could just ban these cigarettes, because more people die at the hands of cigarettes than they do of police brutality. Now, Kara Magruder, co-founder of the African American Tobacco Control Leadership Council, said that it was shameful that Mr. Sharpton and others like take tobacco funding, because Al Sharpton has admitted to taking tobacco funding. Now, she said that the need for police reform is real, but that the lives taken early by menthol tobacco are far greater in number, and she's right. So we have to figure out a compromise on this. First compromise I suppose we take is, first, ban all cigarettes, because what happened was that they didn't want to ban menthol cigarettes off rip, because you could still drive a car, you could still smoke in every state. And even though we have all this information that is over decades old. Now, this means that black smokers were more likely to smoke menthol cigarettes, and as such were more likely to die. And America knew this in 1998. Now, just imagine how long ago that was. That means that today, a child who was born in 1998 can drive a car, go to war, legally purchase and smoke menthol cigarettes, buy a AR-15, and go out there and kill deer or whatnot. This is all that this person who was born in 1998 can do now. Now, 1999. So we know that at the very least, that America was aware of the dangers of smoking menthol cigarettes some 24 years ago and did nothing to stop it until now. So let's look at why it's subtly happening now. Let's look at the effects that menthol had on the industry. Right? Now, when you add menthol to tobacco, it lessens the harsh taste and made cigarettes easier to smoke. So why not create all kinds of flavors to entice new smokers? Well, recently they did precisely that. They made e-cigarettes. And they gave them taste like gummy bear, funnel cake, fruit punch, berry crunch cereal, blueberry lemonade. I mean, I could go on. And guess what? It lasted for some time. Now, considering how long menthol was on the market, no, it didn't. Shortly after those flavors hit the market, the US FDA banned them. These flavors attracts them. Nicotine addicts them. Matthew Myers, the president of the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, said late last year. Now, without the flavors, many fewer kids would be attracted to these products. 85% of the kids who use the e-cigarette use a flavored one. But it wasn't just the assortment of flavors. It was menthol. They chose menthol too. Flavors are a top reason why young people begin using e-cigarettes. This is out of an April 22nd report by Truth Initiative. It says that research shows that mint and menthol e-cigarettes use among high school users rose from 16% in 2016 to 57.3% in 2019. Now, among the high school jewel users, 67.5% reported that their preferred flavor was mint or menthol. Now, it was another study conducted before Juul pulled its other flavors from the market that found that mint was one of the most popular flavors among high school students, Juul users, but that menthol was less so. Now, they decided to pull all those flavors except for mint and menthol. In the e-cigarettes, they pulled them, but you still got menthol cigarettes. The report also notes that study authors caution that leaving mint and menthol flavors on the market undermines the purpose of removing flavors, which is to prevent kids from using e-cigarettes at all. But guess what? White males are the most likely to use e-cigarettes. See where I'm going here? I ain't gonna beat the horse. It's dead. It's dead. But the ban on menthol cigarettes is long overdue, and America knows that. Black lives have always been a byproduct of white life. Our safety, a spinoff. That was by the author Stephen A. Crockett Jr., who has an article on HuffPost about banning cigarettes. Definitely should check that out. He has a lot of information on it. So we know we need to ban them, but we also know that we're going to have to be ready for some kind of adverse reaction to it. We got to get ready for it. So I'm not taking the stance that Al Sharpton take, talking about some no, he think banning them will be correct. I'm taking the stance of yes, they need to be banned, but let's get ready. That means that we need to get into the police stations for police reform. We need to get into the police stations, bring them out to the community so they can get a relationship with the community. Because all they are right now to the community is the COs in a correctional facility or overseers on a plantation. If they want respect in the community, we need to see them as more than that. So us as a community needs to go to them, because when they come to us, we die. We need to go to them. We go to them. We take care of everything. We talk to them. We implement. There's a wonderful. I want to go out there to say that down here in Corpus Christi, Texas, I have talked with Judge Barbara Canales, and she is actually putting together a project to where that will be taken place here in Corpus Christi, Texas. Yes, that's not that many. It's only like 4% of the population here is African American, but there's people of color here, and I am going to awaken you all to who you really are. But first, I need you alive. So I will be reaching out to Judge Barbara Canales and trying to, get some things started and see what I can do to help with that protocol. So y'all make sure y'all tune in for more of that here on Talking But Ain't Saying Nothing. I definitely will be getting, because something has to be done, and our children have to be protected in more ways than one. So let's get it done. Already. But like I said, this is me, your boy, Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses. I hope y'all and got something out of it, out of this podcast. And please like, subscribe, and share us to your favorite family and friends. And also on your favorite streaming service, you could be able to find us. Go ahead and subscribe to us on there. You can also find us on sbcmovement.com. Go check out our sponsor, Southside Beauty Care giveaway. They have a mom gift box giveaway for Mother's Day. It does end today, so you got to be Johnny on the spot. It ends Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. So make sure that you go ahead and jump on that. All it is just pretty much putting a picture of you and your mother up and hashtagging win mom a gift box. Now go ahead and find us on SouthsideBeautyCare.com for more information. And we'd rather you do it on TikTok, but if you want to do it on Facebook and Instagram, we'll accept that as well. Alrighty, y'all. This is your boy, Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses, and we're gonna keep it off. We're gonna kick it off with a little bit more music. So we're gonna be playing. Oh man, I got out of that music. Give me a minute. We're gonna play. It's gonna be from your boy, so don't worry about it. It's going to be I Want It All, and I'll keep fighting. You know you listening to BOSS Radio, baby.
BOSS, Southside Bosses.
I can never be defeated, never will you pass me. I got mass here, too much swagger, tap back, little shorty, I'm contagious with the strap. I get fresh cause it's business, money is just a witness. Focus on getting more so I can leave my kids shit. This generational wealth, I won't make it rain even though a tsunami can fuck up this lady's health. I'm ill, sick up to the core. You don't wanna see this still when I'm yelling out, go sick 'em, boy. So don't play with my money, fuck Uncle Sam. 50% out my check, I wanna blow up the Hoover, damn it's a scam. So I'm running 1-2. You looking for the paper trail, IRS is looking too. But shit is kinda smooth underground like a rhyme. I won't give them a chance to do me like Wesley Snipes. I want it all.
Have faith enough. I want it all. Have faith enough. I want it
Stack it up in piles, these new cats just look too wild. So I'ma take my stuff now before these motherfuckers drop my style. I've invested in some loud, proud nigga, I got them now. I don't need any fucking checks to keep my feet down on the ground. I'm a boss who want my desk, a secretary named Joan. I'm a king who want my crown, and I'm here to take back my throne. I want them to finally home, stacking platinum and gold. Everybody looking at me sideways like the devil bought my soul. But I'm truly black, and finally found my energy. Got enemies trying to ride on me, but I can steal my energy. Where people are feeling me, the hustle is worldwide. Everyone trying to make their way in the complete things worthwhile. So I smile through the trust because I wanna be all I can be. Without the bosses, I ride solo, I am the army. Only God can harm me, it's really all that I need. So I keep my classy yell, I wanna be soil for my seeds, read.
Have faith enough. I want it all. Have faith enough. I want it
I want a 5-bedroom house, something your boy can hide in. I wanna have a different choice when it's time to ride in. If the money cross the seas, I want something to fly in. If I wanna, I'ma get a girl, let me dive in. I'm a hustler, so watch the way your boy can grind, man. Everything I touch is diamond, so watch me shine, man. See my value for the show is something close to 5 grand. I know you want it, so I'ma get it, let me rhyme, man. I wanna see my people do what they want instead of the funerals every week. I wanna see my people wide awake, see what they doing as we speak. I wanna see money in the hood, I wanna see the schools with more resources. I wanna see drugs coming through every building, got more police force. I wanna see black men just driving nicely and giving it back to the hood. I wanna see more white men take a chance with more black souls that doing good. I wanna see the kids go out to the park and make it home before it's dark. But it seems to be dark 24/7 in time you see the spark.
Skin and hair care makes the perfect gifts.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, especially when it comes in all natural forms for Southside Beauty Care. Our gift boxes include natural and raw black soap from Africa, hair and beard oil that will make your hair strong and shiny, beard balm with essential oils such as cedarwood, hoe wood, and more to style that manscape on your face.
I could use that.
Our signature skincare cream designed to quench your skin's thirst and make it shine like Bruce Leroy in The Last
Did
Dragon.
you just show your age?
Get your box today at SouthsideBeautyCare.com.
Have you ever seen someone do something so outrageous that you can't help but think? This stupid crazy situations happen all the time, and people get into situationships on a regular. So, what would you do if you were in their place? Check out our podcast as we discuss just that on What Would You Do podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all your other favorite streaming services. Make sure to search hashtag What Would You Do podcast.
And I'll keep fighting till I'm in the ground. You won't stop me now. No, no, no. I can do whatever, make it through whatever. Stronger than ever, make it through whatever.
Boy, the skinny little toothpick. When I came out, I bet the doctor thought I was mad sick. I got picked on the school a lot. The bully thought I didn't have a heart, it just feel like magic. But I came back scrapping, I give it up easy. Surprise the hell out of everyone. Better vow not to give up till they're gone, but I'll be here till I'm done. The enemy trying to make me run, cut money sticking me to live with from me. But it's alright, now the first time I did it all my life, I'm used to living for me. So get money and spend it with people like me, and we can make it through these storms. When you got family and friends, you can make all the blizzard in the winter feel so warm. So when it's on, calculate on that before you ready to rust on. It's been a battlefield, you are the invaders, we're not gonna be able to be good chums. But when did you flick us up like plums, ain't gonna choke us, shoot us down in the streets. And I ain't talking about just the police, there's murderers free, giving more people grief. But do we hear about that selective hearing, giving seats that's clear by flat? We're starting to notice the simple information till we clear the blind rest, so black that's trap. And you'll wonder why y'all going trap, popping up out schools that be gunned down. Always not funny when the shoe when you put up, when the rapper got their gun now.
You won't stop me now. No, no, no. I can do whatever, make it through whatever. Stronger than ever, make it through whatever.
I saw the dude try to take me out, but the buster didn't know anything about my scalp. Come on, you know I'm from the south. Organized hits like a body count. Saw a D2 when I took that route, ended up in Texas, watch out mouth. I can see the summer coming up like walking down the street, similar to climbing mountains. When opportunity arises, a prayer like a lion hunted to proceed to pounce. Real close to bait, rubbers go hit the same, get all the dough that I need to bounce. I'm known to come up off an ounce, even though one weight was 65. Even if I fall, I got people needing me, so you know I'm gonna come back live. Come back ride, let it really cook on that stove. Never shipped up for wet to get our stats, reaching the whole damn flow. Now we coming with a plan to take back what they stole to get what we're owed. I'ma go to go up, bluff, get rough, get tough, and make them cowards fold. If it didn't know my soul is gold, if it wasn't for my kids, I'd be so old. Fighting these foes can make you grow some mold until your body's cold. Just like Tyson, I keep on fighting. My lyrics and knowledge is loose as lighting. I'm supposed to shoot through the booth that the roots never mutant, always shining.
You won't stop me now. No, no, no. I can do whatever, make it through whatever. Stronger than ever, make it through whatever. You won't stop me now. I can do whatever, make it through whatever. I can do whatever, make it through whatever.
At the end of a beat, a man to the land of so damn, cause I learned to scam. I'm watching the rich get a richer picture while we steadily eating spam. And it's hurting me even more. I'm hungry cause I'm no longer eating ham. But they trying to push it on me like a horse. I know you people to find no plan. I'm gonna creep up on the branch, but putting kangas into that pocket. I'm gonna get me enough to stop it. I'm taking off, fire up the rocket. I'ma give me up out of here before they take me out like Johnny Cochran. I'ma give it higher than a plane and get the fly like Mary popping. No stopping, let it be just dropping. No telling, will I be a felon? Paint, let me tell him in this game back to the bank of that shit. Hip hop, they hellin', trailing like a fucking loser. You can say the BS back to England. We hate the bland food that you're cooking. That's what we're truly the whole world season. Please I thought of the citizen, this just puzzling. Now I'm back home with my family, about to click back up with cousins, and we're gonna be fighting to the end, you know we always die.